Let's go live now to Barrie, where police are providing an update on a grisly double murder.
Those will absolutely be addressed. Barrie is a safe community. Incidents like this are shocking and understandably shake our community, but they are exceedingly rare. Investigators are working closely with many other areas of our service to ensure that these tragic events are thoroughly and meticulously investigated, and that the individual responsible for these acts is held responsible. To give a short recap of the past few weeks, on July 30th, the Barrie Police Service received information that led investigators to the area of Victoria Street, John Street, and Ann Street South in relation to an ongoing missing person investigation. Additional scenes in Huntsville, as well as a residence in North Simcoe County, were also included in this investigation. As officers searched these areas, significant evidence was recovered, including suspected human remains. On Friday, August 1st, Barrie Police named a 52-year-old male as the suspect, and the male was arrested on Saturday, August 2nd in Midland with the assistance of the Ontario Provincial Police, with our thanks. At that time, 19 criminal charges were laid, including multiple counts related to careless use, unauthorized possession, and unsafe storage of firearms, possession of a firearm with ammunition, dangerous operation of a motor vehicle, and flight from a peace officer. On Thursday, August 14th, additional charges were laid, including murder in the second degree, murder in the first degree, indignity to a dead body, 2 counts, as well as firearms, drug, and drug trafficking charges. On August 8th, the Barrie Police Service released the scene on Ann Street South back to the property owner, the City of Barrie, who remain on scene as the cleanup and remediation continues. The past few weeks have been a difficult and challenging time for our community. I'd like to thank the public for their patience as we work through the necessary investigative steps. We know that there is a desire for more information and transparency, and we are doing our best to provide details, while still ensuring that the integrity of the investigation remains the foremost concern, so that the justice process can be carried out effectively. Please be assured that we will always let the public know if there is a potential risk to public safety. And we will continue to provide media releases when significant information is to be shared, such as when additional charges were laid on August 14th. Thank you to the members of the Barrie Police Service who have been involved in this investigation, especially our Investigative Services Division, who you will hear from today. This has been an around-the-clock investigation which has required significant contributions from all areas of the service. Your dedication is appreciated. I'll now ask Sergeant Brett Carlton to speak to the details that are able to be shared at this point.
Thank you, Chief Johnson. What began as a missing person investigation in January of this year was grown into one of the largest investigations Barrie Police have ever had. Numerous criminal code search warrants have been prepared and executed during this investigation, which have supported 33 criminal charges that the accused now faces. With any criminal investigation, the bravery and courage of witnesses to come forward adds valuable insight to the case being built. I want to acknowledge our sincere appreciation to all those who assisted and come forward to assist our officers with the investigation. These were not random murders. The accused and victims were known to one another and all lived in the encampment on Ann Street at some point in time. William Blake Robinson was last in contact with his family on January 18th. He was reported missing to police on February 10th. David Kyle Cheesequay was reported missing the end of July. We also do not believe at this time that there are additional victims. However, this remains an ongoing investigation, and if other suspects or other victims are identified through the investigation, we will absolutely follow up with those leads. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll now open it up for questions to the investigators. Again, please keep in mind we may not be able to provide certain details at this point.
from the very advanced. Can you speak to motive yet?
We know what the motive is, but no, I can't speak of it now.
The source that led you to the encampment received some information. Can you speak to that?
It came in originally as a missing persons investigation.
So the missing persons call led you to the encampment.
Correct.
Okay. How about the Huntsville connection?
The Huntsville connection came through information that we received through additional statements and witnesses.
Okay. Anything found there that you can speak to?
There's human remains found in both Huntsville and in Barrie at the encampment.
So both victims were essentially in two different locations, I guess.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Has the accused appeared in court yet?
I'm sorry?
Has the accused appeared in court yet?
Just for a bail hearing, yes.
You mentioned that they knew each other. Can you tell us about the relationship and what you know about how long it lasted and what the pieces of?
All I can say at this time is I knew they were acquaintances, and they all lived together at one point in the encampment.
Can you share any further information about the accused, including his background from a record that's recorded?
No, I can't provide anything for the accused.
Are you able to speak on other transient and vulnerable people within the community, and, you know, is there any reassurances you can give them?
We do recognize when an incident like this takes place, it is shocking to the community, the entire community, but in particular those vulnerable populations. Again, as was stated, this is an isolated and a very isolated occurrence. Again, at this time, there are no other suspects. So the reassurance is the police are out there all the time, and we exist for public safety purposes. So I do want to make sure that we're focusing that there are 2 lives lost here, and that is the purpose of this, and that we are to speak to that complex investigation.
So the arrest happened on August 2nd. Additional charges were laid August 14th. Why the update today? What's been the delay in getting this information out now?
This is a large investigation over a large portion of area that we've had to search. So there's a lot of time in between that. So that is the reason that we're here today.
And what internally, like, what have you found that you ruled out? Like, what's leading you to say you have no other victims right now? Because we've seen some other investigations where, you know, we've heard similar statements before, and then it turns out there's additional out there. What is leading you to believe that there are no other victims?
I can't comment on that right now.
Has the accused been targeted?
I can't comment on the accused.
What are the causes of death?
I can't talk about the cause of
Was
death.
this individual supplying drugs to this community?
I have no information about that, that I know, but that's all I can say on that.
Did they die of overdoses, or was there another means, perhaps a gunshot?
I cannot talk about that.
What's the relation of the North Simcoe residents to the investigation?
The North Simcoe, we executed a search warrant there, and that's all I can say on that.
Can you say what location it is, whether it's a home property or business or anything?
It's a property.
What was the arrest like? Can you speak to how the arrest happened?
I can't speak about the arrest on the accused.
Was he fleeing? Did you know he was wanted? Did he flee?
Yes, at the time. I think there's already information in the news about that, and he was arrested with the assistance of the OPP.
How extensive was the dismemberment?
I can't speak on the dismemberment.
Bail was denied.
Bail was denied.
You mentioned that they lived together at some point. When was that?
Over the past 2 or 3 years, where people have been occupying the encampment at 60 Ann Street.
Did the accused have a criminal record?
Yes, he was known to police.
Extensive. Well,
Violent, yes.
maybe more specific.
No.
Is he involved in tow trucking at all? I know there's some family ties there with his father.
I have no information about any tow trucking.
What led to the arrest shortly after Kyle was disappearing?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What led to the arrest as far as a short time after Kyle's missing?
I can't speak about the arrest.
What did the suspect do for a living?
I'm sorry?
What did the suspect do for a living? Like, did he have a job? Did he have a...
As far as I know, he was not, he had no employment.
There are no further questions? Any?
I wanted to, you've got one first-degree murder charge and one second-degree murder charge. What's the difference in between the cases that have led you to label one murder one and one murder two?
Well, I can speak about what the difference is, but not with regards to this case. Murder one, there's motive, right? There's planning.
I don't know if we can address this, but perhaps you can talk about police response to this encampment. I mean, I understand it's been a long-standing encampment here. Can somebody summarize, like, how often police are there and, like, especially in the lead up to this?
So as you can appreciate, the purpose of this, and we're here for the investigation and the ongoing investigation. The encampment itself, that falls within City of Barrie property, and those encampments, again, with the case law that exists, the why they exist, that's beyond our purview. Our attendants there are on request when we are receiving calls.
Are there any further questions?
Who's leading this investigation? I understand that Inspector Valerie Gates is here today, the head of investigative services. Is this of any concern to Barrie Police Service, considering what just occurred last month with regard to resolution of the Police Services Act charges?
I can't comment on that.
Chief Johnston?
As you can appreciate, 2 sons won't be coming home today, and they won't be coming home, and that is a loss to families, and that is our purpose here today.
Can you speak to when the deaths happened?
I can't talk on the exact dates, January and the end of July.
Would you say you caught a serial killer?
I believe serial killers, as defined, are 3 and above, so my answer would be no.
A budding serial killer?
No comment.
Why are you so confident that there aren't more kids killed too? Why wouldn't you feel sure?
I can't comment on that.
Forgive my ignorance, was the second degree murder charge the first victim?
I can't comment on the charges.
It
Sorry.
should be listed, I just don't have it correct. I'm just trying to build a picture. Because if the first is a crime of passion and then the second is a intent, that tells me a story. But
Yeah.
if it's the other way around, it's a different story.
I can't comment on the charges before the courts.
Can you describe the circumstances of the alleged fleeing from?
I wasn't there, so no. So I can't comment on
What was in the report that you would have read about it?
that. That he fled from the police and the OPP arrested him.
In a vehicle or
In a vehicle, yes.
at a traffic stop?
In the town of Midland. And that's all I can say on that.
All right, are there any further questions?
Were there any weapons found in that vehicle?
I can't comment on the weapons, sorry.
Is there anything you can tell us? You haven't told us yet?
No, I don't believe so. This has been great, though. Thank you.
To families of missing people who have, for example, on Shaganash, individuals who have not been seen by their loved ones in a year or two, we must have at least 50 to 100 in all of Simcoe County and Muskoka. Is it possible they are out there somewhere and have been victimized in this scenario?
I can't comment on that. I can comment on Autumn, and there's no connection with Autumn Shaganash's case and this investigation.
All right, I'll open up for one last question if anybody has something that hasn't had a chance to ask yet.
I mean, I guess across the country there are examples of killers who've gone undetected or uncaught, usually because they take vulnerable victims, and a lot of them are homeless people. And so Robert Hickton would be one example that comes to mind. Can you compare what you're dealing with here with something like that, compare and contrast, and maybe talk about how seriously the Barrie Police takes its obligation to protect people who are homeless?
We obviously take things very seriously. As for your other part of the question, that's something that we'll find out during the trial process.
All right, I do want to thank everyone for coming out today. The recording of this meeting conference will be available.
We've been listening to Barrie Police providing an update on a double murder and arrest of 52-year-old Robert Ladasser. He's accused of killing 2 people and dismembering their bodies. Lots of questions asked during this press conference.